Hello to all students. I hope you are doing fine. Today we are going to discuss sexual reproduction in earthworm. As you know that earthworms are animals, invertebrates which belong to phylum Annelida and their class is Oligochaetes because they have few chaetae or setae on their body surface. Earthworms are elongated worms which have anterior end and posterior end. The mouth is on the anterior end while anus is on the posterior end. They also have dorsal side and ventral side. The most important thing about earthworm is that they have segmented body. As you can see in this diagram, they have metameric segmentation on their body. And one more important thing about earthworm is that earthworm are monoecious. As you know that monoecious are those animals which have male and female reproductive organs present in the same body. They are also known as hermaphrodite. Usually, as being hermaphrodite or monoecious, they can reproduce in the same animal because both male and female reproductive organ are present in the same animal, but they usually do not do so. They usually cross fertilize with one another. So for reproduction, for sexual reproduction, even though they have male and female reproductive organ in the same animals, they come close each other for copulation and do sexual reproduction. So to understand the mechanism of sexual reproduction, first of all we have to look at the structures of reproductive organs of the earthworm. So let's look at the diagram. So this is the body of the earthworm, this is the anterior end and this is the posterior end. In the same way, the second earthworm, this is the anterior end and this is the posterior end. On the anterior surface of the body, there is a small thickening which is known as clitellum. Clitellum is a space, as a spot, is a site where copulation takes place and reproduction process takes place. So I have enlarged this earthworm in this diagram. So as you can say, this is the first earthworm. It has segmented body, as you can see in the diagram. This is the anterior end and this is the posterior end, and I have only drawn first 16 segments of the body. So this is the first segment, 3rd, 6th, 9th, 12th, 16th. This is the second earthworm. This is the anterior portion of the body, and well, this is the posterior side of the body. And also I have 16 segment or 15 segment on this animal, 1, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So these are the anterior portions of both the earthworms. So now look at the first earthworm. At the segment of number 9, 10 and 11, there are male reproductive organs, male reproductive bodies which are known as testes. As you can see in the red dot right over here and right over here, these are testes. In this diagram, these are red spots which are known as testes. As you know that testes are male gonads which are important in the formation of sperm. So sperms are produced by meiosis in these testes. When sperms are produced in testes, they are released in the sac-like structure which is known as seminal vesicle. The purpose of the function of seminal vesicle is to store the sperms and to mature the sperm. After storation and maturation, these sperms are moved into another part which is known as sperm duct. Sperm duct has funnel-like opening which has ciliated cilia, and they can draw the sperms into their duct. So these ducts, this duct is known as this duct is known as vas deferens, which transport the sperm from seminal vesicle to the outside of the body. Now this worm, if we look at the diagram of this worm, at the segment of 13 and 14, there are female reproductive organs or gonads. The female gonads are known as ovaries. Ovaries are located on the wall of septum of number 13 segment. As you know that ovaries are involved in the production of eggs. As eggs are produced in the body, they are caught by ovisac, which is a ciliated funnel-like structure. It catches the egg and transport into a duct-like structure which is known as oviduct, which transport the eggs outside of the body. At the same time, there are some also vesicles which are known as seminal receptacles located just beneath the male gonads on the ventral surface of the body. These two sacs are known as seminal receptacles. These are involved in the storage of sperms of other or opposite earthworm. If we look at this structure of this earthworm, the same structures are also found in this earthworm. These are testes. Sperms are produced in testes and are then stored and matured in seminal vesicles, from where they are transported into sperm duct, which is known as vas deferens. Similarly, ovaries which produce egg, which are transported into funnel-like structure, ovisac. Ovisac transport the eggs into the oviduct, which is a duct which transport the eggs towards outside of the body. And also it has seminal receptacles which are going to store the or catch the sperms of other earthworm. Now let's look at the mechanism of the reproduction. So first of all, these two animals come across each other. They join with each other at the spot of clitellum. They fuse with each other and a sheath of mucus and chitin is produced and form around both these earthworms on the anterior and ventral surface of the body. After this formation of contact, which is known as copulation or mating, both the earthworm release their sperms. Sperms are released from vas deferens and are then transported into seminal receptacles of this earthworm. Similarly, this earthworm releases sperms which are stored into the seminal receptacle of this earthworm. This copulation and mating lasts for 2 to 3 hours. After copulation, these two earthworms start backing up. They are going to get separate. This earthworm will move backward and this earthworm also moves backward. When they move backward, mucus and chitin secretion produced by clitellum forms a cocoon-like structure in which sperms and eggs of both the earthworms are deposited. After cocoon formation, the cocoon has been sealed and deposited into the moist soil, where fertilization of the eggs takes place by the sperms and the process of development starts. After development, small miniature earthworms are hatched from the eggs and this break the cocoon and come out from the cocoon. But that's a different phenomenon. So now I have summarized all these processes of the sexual reproduction so that you can understand it more easily. So I have made some statements which will help you to understand this whole topic once again. Number 1, gonads are located anterior to the body. As you know that gonads are located on the anterior surface of the body towards the ventral surface. Sperm duct and oviduct have ciliated funnels to draw gametes. As you see, these are sperm ducts and these are oviducts. They both have funnel-like openings which bear cilia, which can beat and catch the sperms and eggs into the body. Now, clitellum of one worm lines with when they start to reproduce, they come across each other and their clitellum fuses with each other. Usually it fuses right over here, but I have kept the distance so that you can easily understand the concept of reproduction. The next step is formation of sheath. The mucus and chitin is produced by the clitellum, wraps around both the organs and forms a sheath-like structure. After that, sperm duct releases sperms. This earthworm vas deferens releases sperms which travel into these seminal receptacles, and this vas deferens releases sperms which are transported into these seminal receptacles. Next step, sperms are received by seminal receptacle as I already mentioned. Copulation lasts for 3 hours. Clitellum after that forms a cocoon-like structure made up of chitin and mucus. Clitellum also stores albumin. Clitellum also produces albumin, which is a food reserve for the young or eggs. Worms, after formation of cocoon, start packing up. They are going to separate from each other. Sperms and eggs are deposited in the cocoon. Fertilization takes place in the cocoon, and then cocoons are deposited into the moist soil, where further process of development will start taking place. That is another process we will discuss in the next lectures. So that's all for today. I hope you have understood it, and we'll see you in the next lecture. Bye.